Hey guys, this is Soren Productions, aka Number 4673, and I'm back in a Trolls Fairy Tale Part 6. I think. I'm not sure. If it's another part, then I suck. I'm back. Hello. Nice to see you all again. I can't see you, but I will. If you comment. That was an extremely depressing start of a video. I'm back. I'm going to continue, so... Damn in. Hello. Are you really going to ignore me? Well, yeah. For a player like you, I sure am. I sure am on your mind a lot, huh? Don't get cocky. Messing with you is just a fun pastime when I get bored. Rolling my eyes, I crossed my arms and tried to go back to ignoring him. Not getting the hint, he shoved his hands in his pockets and leaned against the tree. Our shoulders could be... What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. Our shoulders just barely touching. You know I haven't let you off the hook yet. Why not? You seem to be doing a good job picking up one girl after another. Why must you be upset over one that got away? You're the reason she left. So you're going to have to pay me back for that. More irked than usual, I sighed and took a step away from him. Look, I apologize, okay? I have something really important that I need to be focusing on now, and I would appreciate it if you just leave me alone now. His eyes suddenly sparked amusement. It looked like my sudden outburst seemed to have interested him even more instead of driving him away, because he shook his head in refusal. I'm doing you a favor by hanging out with you. Please believe me when I say you're not doing me any favor. You're not doing any favors. I don't want nor need your attention. What, are you waiting for your Prince Charming to show up and sweep you off your feet? I tensed, tightening my fist at my side. How did you? You don't. His full lips formed a smirk as he watched me closely. Damn. Don't tell me the big bad troll actually is actually a secret romantic and wants a fairy tale love story. Shut up and mind your own business. I whirled around and stormed away into the crowd, heading back towards the woods. Damien is the last person I want to find out about a deep secret like that. Well, you pretty much just ruined it all. Hey! Turning my strides into sprints, I tried to flee from the embarrassment I didn't want to face. I'm already getting enough backlash from my mother thinking my dream is stupid. I don't need an actual guy telling me the same thing. Hey, stop! Damien, as a unicorn prince, had much higher speed and stamina than mine, but I couldn't just stand there like an idiot and let him insult me. If you seriously think I'm going to stop so you can make fun of me some more, you're an idiot wrapped up in a moron. Well, that's good. Good one, Acacia. I was breathing heavily, zigzagging my way through the trees and over roots poking out from within the ground. My hair became loose from the ponytail that my sister had tied and was flying freely in the wind. So many descriptions. I said stop! I could hear his footsteps getting closer and closer, but I wasn't in the mood to hear anyone else tell me my dream was stupid. Why couldn't I wish and dream for what I wanted? A strong warm arm wrapped around my waist as he lifted me up effortlessly. Oh. I was left breathless with his sudden move. I had forgotten how it felt to be picked up and accepted as a life void of being lifted into a man's arms. Put me down! My chest was heaving, I think, as I tried to catch my breath. No matter how exhilarating it was still embarrassing. Will you calm down, man? What's your problem? He didn't sound out of breath at all. That's what I get for being stupid enough to think I could outrun a unicorn. Unicorn. He sat me down, turning me around to face him without letting go. I continued to thrash around his arms. Could you please relax already? Frowning, he held me still and forced me to meet his eyes. What's wrong with you? You act like I'm going to kill you or something. I didn't have anything to say. I didn't want to admit that I was overreacting, but when someone has a secret they want to keep, they will do anything to make sure it stays a secret. Sighing, he shook his head. He shook his head. I continued to stand upset while my heart pounded fiercely in my chest. Look, I'm not going to hurt you. I was just teasing you. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. I don't go around telling other people's secrets. Really? After crossing an X over his heart, he held one hand in the air. I promise, it's a secret for a reason. I just wanted to tease you a little. I didn't think you would flip out and start running and screaming like a mad woman. That's... Shaking his hand off my arm, I took a step back. My hair was a complete mess, hanging wildly over my shoulders. A few strands were pasted onto the side of my cheek and forehead with sweat. Come on, let's go back to the party. No thanks, I'm going home. I turned and sprinted back home. I was embarrassed enough as it already was. I just wanted to get as far away from him as I possibly could. But he's pretty nice. He's pretty nice. He didn't tell you a secret. Avoiding the bombardment of questions from my mother about why I was home so early, I went straight to my room and passed out on top of my bed. All of my pent-up stress and frustration had been let out while I ran like a crazy woman back home. I was so tired of the constant questions and judgmental looks. Was it really such a bad thing to want to have that perfect someone? Was it so unheard of to have and stick to the standards you've set for yourself? Wasn't there anyone else out there who felt the same way as I did? Someone who didn't think I was crazy and wouldn't tell me to just give up and settle. They're men, obviously, things like that. He's just too embarrassed to say it. Don't worry, you will find that only one kid, dear girl. Anyways, I just don't know anymore. I just want to sleep. I wasn't sure how long I was asleep, but the moon was still hanging high in the sky. I poked my head out of my bedroom door and saw both the hallway and the living room were dark. I guess everyone's already in bed. Closing the door, I walked to my window and opened it up. The cool night air gently flowed in. I'm wide awake now. I let my thoughts wander as I stared up at the moon. I started to think about what Damin said. I hadn't expected him to be so understanding. Maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all. A player, yes. But a total jerk, maybe not completely. I think I need to go for a walk. And then you'll meet Damin. I slipped into the princess slippers I had hidden under my bed, and pulled on my favorite shawl and grabbed my diary as I tiptoed out of my room and out of the house. Carefully I made my way around Mother's cleaned-up flower bed. I wasn't sure who it was who had cleaned up, but I'm glad it was taken care of. Taking a deep breath, I let the cool breeze brush against my skin as I made my way down to the forest. It must be really late because none of the cottages or cabins are showing any signs of lights. Only the light of the full moon shone through the sky. It's a cool glow peeking through the branches of trees. If this were a fairy tale, this was the perfect time that Prince Charming arrived. Chuckling at the silly thought, I made my way down to the pond that lay in the middle of the forest. My sanctuary thing. Maybe I should start hiding my diary here. If my mother finds it and reads it again, I'm sure she'll rip it to shreds. Pulling my diary pulling my diary out from my under shawl, I tried to find a good nook to hide it in. Eventually, I settled on a big, sturdy willow tree that had a lot of good hiding places inside of its trunk. I wrapped the book around in a small cloth and pushed it back into the hole in the trunk. Stepping back, I made sure that a passerby wouldn't be able to see it poking out. Hey, did you see that troll Hey, did you guys see that troll flip out at the meet and greet today? Oh god, no. I was startled by the sudden sound of voices. Ducking behind a large bush nearby, I looked through the shadows to find who would be up at this time. I mean, I'm up too, but still. Damin, weren't you talking to her about something? Yeah, so? Damin soon walked into the clearing, followed by oh, I can't talk French. A girl was hanging from his arm, staring up at him longingly, but he didn't seem to be paying her much attention. We're not stupid. We noticed you hanging around her a lot. Shrugging, he approached the willow tree and sat down upon its roots. It wasn't too far from where I had hidden my diary. Nor that far from me. I realized it probably wasn't a good idea to hide it in a tree. I talked to a lot of girls. Yeah, but not the way you talk to her. You should stop assuming stuff before you get ahead of yourself. Calm down, man. I just thought it was strange. Who cares if he talks to that fat troll? It's not like he's anything special. He probably just pities her. Biting down my lower lip while baiting my hand into a fist, it took every ounce of self-control that I had to keep me from jumping out and dotting both of her eyes. Have you not seen her hair? She's a total mess. Plus, she's plain huge. There's a reason that she's never been able to find a mate, even after all this time. My anger started to slowly boil over to rage. I was starting to forget the reason why I was hiding behind the bush in the first place. I even heard that she walks around late at night dressed up like she's some princess going on a midnight walk. Haha, I heard that too. Did you hear how she goes around writing in that diary like some... Shut up! Damin had shaken the girl off his arm and stood up. He towered above the others, visibly angry. Way to go, Damin! You're so awesome! If you don't have the balls to tell her this to her face, you don't have the right to tear her down behind her back. Are you crazy? There's a reason no one's been approaching her for the meet and greets. Yeah, come on, Damin. You have to admit that troll looks like she'll snap a man's neck in half and eat him for breakfast. No one can handle her. I've always had people making fun of me behind my back, and I thought I've gotten used to it after all this time, but seeing and hearing all of this now, why does it still hurt? You don't know her. Why are you making assumptions about her? What's your problem? Why are you getting so defensive about this? Damin shoved his hand in his pocket and walked away, muttering under his breath. I could barely hear the last thing he said. Because you don't know what you're talking about. She may be a troll, she's still a girl. She has feelings that can get hurt. Damin faded into the distance, his friends hurrying after him, apologizing all the way. Crawling out from behind the bush, I couldn't help but let a smile play on my face. Someone actually defended me. I've always been the rock for my mother and sister, but this time someone else actually spoke up on my behalf. Giving my head a little shake, I tried to clear my mind. I can't risk giving my heart to a player like him, but I could maybe at least show my appreciation with some treats. Oh, it's so adorable! After getting some rest, I feel hyped and ready to face the day. I left the house early in order to get started on my thank you gift for Damin. He's going to think it's poisoned. I made sure to drag Lacor along with me so she could handle the clients while I focused on this. While I was working, I heard a familiar voice talking from up front. My heart did a small flip as I wiped the flour off my hands and peeked around the corner to see who it was. My heart suddenly took a dive back down as I saw Damin standing there with a girl who had her arm casually interlocked with his. I could feel my mood turn sore, as I watched them sit and flirt so openly. What? Casey, did you make me too of today's special? After hearing my name, Damin turned his attention towards me. Hey, look who's up bright and early. Giving him a grunt in response, I returned back after reproaching the stink eye that the girl next to him was giving me. A little while later, I handed the dishes to Allegra